All right, I'm out here walking my dog this morning and I wanted to chat with you about what to make for meals when you don't have any time to cook. I feel like I'm in this season right now with having a newborn baby and a dog and still like tying up some loose ends of my business. I mean, even just having a newborn baby, I feel like all day long I don't have time to do much at all other than try to shower, feed my baby, change her diaper, and get her to nap. So I wanted to chat with you about how to make homemade meals when you don't have time. As you can see, I have some lovely dark circles under my eyes, so I'm not sleeping that much. I don't have much time to throw things together, so right now I'm opting for ease, nutrient-dense meals that are really easy to cook. The issue that I find in this season of life when I'm looking online for things like quick meals or how to eat healthy while having a newborn is that most of the options are pretty darn expensive. So yeah, the trouble is that all of the tips or easy quick meals or easy snacks that I see are super expensive, especially when I'm eating more of a paleo style diet, and I just can't afford to be buying things like meal kits or ready prepped meals that are healthy enough. And most of the time, ready prepped meals are not great. They have something in them that I can't eat, like seed oil or soy or other things. So I find that my best option here is to utilize these quick meals that I've been making when I literally have 10 minutes before my daughter's nap and I need to just get something going, and after this next nap is going to be dinner time. So I would love to share these with you. So the first is my number one top favorite, slow cooked meats in the crock pot. Utilizing the crock pot with those tougher cuts of meat, it is the easiest, hands down, the easiest thing I do in my kitchen that gives me some of the highest quality meals that are super nutrient dense while being super inexpensive and taking a minimal amount of time. And this doesn't always have to be a pot roast with potatoes and carrots, although I could eat that multiple times a week. It could just be a slow cooked cut of meat that you use for something like tacos or enchiladas or nachos, all Mexican ideas, of course. I find that as long as you have some really high quality meat cooked up, you can come up with really simple meal ideas. You could even do pasta with the slow cooked meat on top of that with tomato sauce or butternut squash sauce. There are so many ideas, but utilizing your crock pot, it takes you 2 minutes to throw the meat in there with a little bit of stock or water, some fat like lard or avocado oil, and herbs, salt and pepper. And then by the evening time, you have the most tender, delicious meat ready for dinner. Now, the other quick, super affordable, nutritious meal that I make on a weekly basis is soup. This is also one of my favorites. All you have to do is throw in a starch, so like a potato, sweet potato, squash, something like that, some meat, a vegetable, and herbs, bone broth. Let it cook on the stove. You could even put it in your crock pot and you have a delicious meal at the end of the night. This is also really easy because you don't need a recipe for this. You can kind of throw all those things together and then taste test it, see if it needs more salt, see if it needs more herbs, and you've got something really, really yummy. I also do like adding things like rice or quinoa in there at times. These soups are so nutritious for you, especially if you're using something like homemade bone broth. Homemade bone broth is so easy to make. You just put some bones into a crock pot and let them simmer for a day or two. Super good for you, super nutritious, and you are going to be spending literally a tenth of what you would spend on pre-cooked meals or a store-bought bone broth or store-bought soup. Okay, and the other thing we do a lot is actually breakfast for dinner. Eggs. If you aren't stocking up on eggs and using them as much as possible, what are you doing? They're such a cheap form of protein. They're so easy to cook. Wow, look at my hair right now. Great. They're so easy to cook. They're so delicious. You can cook them in so many different ways. We like to make Dutch baby pancakes We like to make omelets. We like to do fried eggs with some crispy potatoes and sausage. This is a really, really quick, easy meal when you want something really nutrient dense, something affordable, and we use this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's really one of my favorite things to eat because I just never get sick of eating eggs, so this is one I utilize a lot. Now, I also really like eating soaked oats. You got to be careful with your oats, whether you know, if you're gluten-free or not gluten-free, because some of them do contain gluten, but there's a brand I really like that I'll link below that is also, it's gluten-free, they're pre-soaked, and they're glyphosate-free, which is, I found to be much better on my stomach. I have lots of issues when I'm eating a lot of glyphosate, which is probably like any other human being, but you might not know that it's bothering you. But oats are one of the top things that have glyphosate. So this brand is wonderful because they are certified glyphosate free, and I really like making soaked oats with things like, okay, so I really love making soaked oats for snacks in our house or for quick breakfast. You know, breastfeeding, you're hungry all the time. Sometimes I get up in the morning and I only have 45 minutes before my daughter needs to take a nap, so having these ready and on hand is the absolute best. You can soak the oats with raw milk, you could do almond milk, coconut milk, but the fat is so good for you, and you can add in some much needed protein by putting a few egg yolks in your soaked oats with some cinnamon. Really tastes like eggnog, it's delicious. And this one is just great to utilize. So nutrient dense and easy to digest on the body, and so affordable. This is so inexpensive and is really better than having pre-made granola bars or anything else on hand because it just tastes better as well. So soaked oats. Also, my daughter is 12 weeks old and I'm just getting back into exercising, and I'm not apart from her very often. My husband is doing a contact nap with her right now while I'm walking our dog, so I can get out and kind of enjoy the nature and stuff, but I am breathing heavy walking. So I have been working out. It's just when I am not with my daughter, I'm walking faster than usual, so I get out of breath really quick. Got this cute puppy pulling me all around because we've lost our walking manners, so we're working on it again. Maggie.